Yay! Como você tá?
Tô bem. E você?
Também. Que bom que você conseguiu.
Recomendo. Consegui o capítulo, eu falei assim, não. Já tô o terceiro já, não aguentei. No avião, né, na volta, fui. Não consegui parar de ler. Aí eu organizei as coisas, tá tudo pra amanhã. Não, depois da reunião eu vou de fazer mais umas coisas.
É, tudo no seu tempo, tudo no seu tempo. Você conseguiu comprar alguma coisa?
Não, comprei, eu precisava, porque eu não tinha lençol, não tinha toalha, não tinha cobertor, nada. Pra minha sorte, a casa, os donos deixaram o colchão. Então,
Já ajuda.
aí ontem eu comprei de bicicleta. Imagina, eu de bicicleta com sacolas gigantes assim. Aí eu não pedalei de volta. É perto de casa, né? Aí eu não pedalei de volta para
Aham.
casa. Fui pendurando as coisas e levando nos braços, assim. Peguei, lavei a maioria. Hoje tem que terminar de lavar.
Aham.
Aí tá pronto.
Isso é Austrália. Isso é Austrália. Já passei por muito, muito parecida.
Mas eu fiz também, quando eu morei em Goiânia, eu também fiz. Aqui no Brasil eu usava mais Uber. Aqui eu não uso Uber. Não tenho coragem de gastar
É,
Uber em dólar.
é muita coisa, né? É muita coisa. Mas eu acho que é o começo, né? Depois vai se ajustando, depois
Com
entra tudo
certeza.
no eixo. Ao começo é assim mesmo. Oi, boa noite.
Olá, boa noite, meninas.
Estamos no grupinho de brasileiras hoje.
Que bom.
Queria ver
Usando
como é que eu mudo meu nome.
é verdade, né?
Deve ter um jeito fácil de mudar.
Eu acho que. Peraí, deixa eu ver como que é. Aqui, como funciona isso? Vocês estão no grupo de Reiki?
Não.
Não,
Não?
na verdade,
Depois eu coloco lá.
mais por
Nossa,
causa
hoje eu fiz. Oi?
mais por causa do horário, que eu nunca sei.
Ah, não,
Lógico que
mas
o reiki não precisa de horário, né? Mas
você pode colocar seu nome lá e só você vai receber. É só colocar na lista. E aí você já recebe a energia. Nossa, hoje eu tava tão mal. Hoje eu tava totalmente. Hoje eu tava lendo sobre a rejeição. Falei, nossa, eu tava sentindo rejeitado em algum momento, porque minha mente estava lá, meu corpo estava aqui, a gente estava totalmente desfragmentado. Ai, misericórdia, mata. Aí eu fiz o reiki, agora eu melhorei um pouco, mas estava muito louca hoje. Eu falei, olha, é por isso que a gente faz para os outros, né? Porque a gente precisa pra gente.
Recebe de volta, né?
Não, é uma benção. É uma benção. A gente só, parece que é Deus fala assim, ó, você vai fazer pro outro? Tudo bem, filha, agora toma. Você recebe tudo
Recebe
bonitinho.
também.
Recebe também para continuar o jogo, né?
Exatamente.
Acho que não sei se a Casey vai participar. O Gordon não falou nada, então acho que vamos começar.
Vamos.
Beleza. Eu sugiro da gente fazer em inglês, porque ou não sei, porque quando eu começo a ler em inglês eu não consigo mudar para português, meu cérebro é um pouco lento. Mas se vocês conseguirem, a gente pode fazer os dois. Eu tenho essa dificuldade, eu não sigo muito a linha de pensamento.
eu consigo, mas o que você preferir.
Quando eu começo a ler em inglês, parece que meu cérebro ele absorve,
Tá.
não consegue, daí um delay, né? Eu tenho um delayzinho ali. Não. Mas
Tá,
pode ser.
como você preferir. Bora.
Tá, fechou. Eu primeiro. Ah, e também tá fazendo recording também, tá? Tá, beleza. Para recording. Tá, beleza. How do you guys feel? Como vocês se sentiram da última vez? Sério?
Eu fui nocauteada. Me senti
É?
nocauteada. E a gente nem falou muito, né? A gente só... foi bastante energia pra mim.
Foi bem profundo, não foi?
Foi. Pra mim foi.
E você tá?
Eu acho que eu me senti representada,
Legal.
né? Porque a gente se vê, né, nos espelhos, assim, se vê muito e aí se sente mais fazendo parte, né?
Fazendo parte é boa.
Do grupo, é.
Mas, lógico que você não, desse grupo você não quer fazer parte, né? Mas
Faz.
de alguma forma todo
Mesmo
mundo
querendo,
faz, né? Todo mundo faz,
Todo mundo faz.
em
de
algum nível.
formas
Muito
diferentes,
perfeito.
intensidades diferentes, às vezes mais, né, em uma ferida do que em outra, mas todo mundo faz parte. Só que muita gente ou desconhece, né, ou nega, ou não sabe dar nome, né, no que sente, ou acha que, enfim, cresceu, ficou adulto e passou. Então,
Eu acho que muita gente parou de sentir, né? E aí volta em doenças. Às vezes, o que eu tenho percebido agora que eu converso com as pessoas têm problema de pele, tem problema respiratório. E aí, você que tem, eu vejo assim, a gente que tem conhecimento, você sabe de onde aquilo vem, mas a pessoa fala, ah, não, isso é físico. Ah, eu peguei uma gripe, eu tô
Tomar
gripada.
remédio
Eu
e
tomar
sarar.
remédio? Exatamente. Aí eu sou mais da dor. Aí a gente que tem um pouco mais de consciência, né? A gente já fala assim, nossa, será que a gente não pode olhar mais profundamente, fazer uma terapia e ver se realmente precisa tomar o remédio mesmo? Que aí a gente é contraditória, né? A gente vai contra a sociedade, né? Que eles acham que é o certo. Interessante, né? É verdade. Muito legal o seu ponto de vista, Thaís. Se sentir representada. Muito legal. Perfeito.
e mesmo assim, mesmo sabendo, né, mesmo com toda essa consciência que a gente tem, entendendo o corpo, não necessariamente fica mais fácil, né?
Não.
Às vezes até a mim me revolta, porque tipo assim, eu sei, mas tem que parar no hospital porque não estou digerindo as emoções, entendeu? Aí diverticulite, etc e tal. Eu falo, mas você já sabe que essa raiva vai, né, tem que sair de outra forma, não dá para acumular.
Que bom que sai, né? De algum jeito.
Pois é, mas não precisava ser tipo, com antibiótico no hospital.
Chegar no nível hospital, né?
Mas, enfim,
Faz
eu
sentido.
já melhorei demais mesmo em relação a isso. Foram, lógico, todas as vezes que eu tive foram associadas a grandes momentos de estresse. Grandes, assim, tipo. Por isso que eu me perdoo, tipo, tá tudo bem. Esse aí foi um pico muito grande, então não deu para administrar e paciência, foi o que foi.
Overwhelming.
Total. Mas eu acho que o estresse, ele bloqueia as emoções, né? Eu acho que o estresse, ele meio que coloca esse band-aid invisível na gente e a gente não consegue mais enxergar o que realmente a gente sente e entrar em contato com o nosso eu. Eu acho que eu não sei, eu acho que pela minha experiência, assim, às vezes, quando eu tô muito estressada, parece que assim, a minha cabeça ela entra em parafusos E os meus sentimentos, eles não tem, tipo, A, B, C, tô sentindo isso. É tipo, tô sentindo tudo. São todos os sentimentos juntos. E aí vem essa bola de sentimentos que eu não consigo decifrar. E aí tem que, tipo, parar, olhar. Eu acho que é a calma, né? Olhar com calma, olhar com delicadeza, olhar com um olhar diferente. Então, tipo, a hora que eu vejo, quando eu faço isso, aí eu começo, tipo, a olhar com distância, eu consigo entender o porquê que aquilo chegou naquele ponto. Mas até lá eu já tô doente, eu já tô passando mal, já tô no hospital, tô tomando remédio. Mas eu vejo que, tipo, a consciência, ela demora para vir até parece que o corpo, talvez pela que a gente eu venho estudando bastante, tipo, vai caindo essas gotinhas, e a gente não tem olhando essas gotinhas, deixa as gotinhas cair, aí vem pro corpo. Aí a hora que vai fazer o reverso é muito mais difícil, né? Do que quando a gente, antes de acontecer, a gente ficar olhando, porque é um processo, né? É um processo. Faz sentido? Não sei. Fez
Muito.
sentido.
Total.
Sim. Uhum.
I think acho que
Let's go. Right. Let's go. Let's go for English.
in English because I think my brain is like I think I read it in English. My brain is like, what's happening? You guys are okay to do the same thing we did last time? We got everyone had the book, right?
Yes.
Let's do if you want to share first, like I think it's page 25. Anyone would like to share before we start, or something that you want to talk about it?
I'm just gonna turn the light on here.
For me, it was because I thought my biggest thing was rejection. And after reading chapter 1 and 2 and 3, then I realized, yes, there is rejection, but the biggest one is actually abandonment is bigger for me. So the second paragraph that says exactly that it's hard to see. For me, it was hard to see the difference between to be rejected and to be abandoned. And especially because of my body type, it's very clear that abandonment is a bigger for me.
Mm-hmm.
And all the pains that I have is from abandonment.
Thank you. How about you, Thais?
I found very profound, like what it says, like the soul that comes back to earth to heal the wound of rejection. We will experience rejection from birth, or even before. It's just, and further, I read like we learn, like usually rejection will come from the same sex parent, right? So I will learn from my mother how to love myself, and until now she doesn't know how to do that. So it's even though now I can understand that in the theory, it's just
Reality is a very different thing.
yeah, exactly. So I still like, okay, yeah, that it makes sense. I understand everything you're saying. Nice, but how do I put that into practice? Like how I stop feeling this way, and really like take my life to in my hands, right? That's my life now. I'm a grown, so I can do whatever I want. Starting with like loving myself. but it's so hard in so many ways. And we don't even realize we're not doing it right, let's say, because it's just the way the brain is used to function, I guess.
Yeah. I think the only time we realize is when the disease comes to us. And again, what we were talking before, like when we go to the hospitals, when we started taking the meds, when we had to take, we feel really sick. I feel when we actually feel that's the wound coming to surface, like it's here, you haven't looked yet, or you did look, but it's not healed yet. Because I think our group, we look the wound, but the wound is still in such a deep level, and it's so hard to heal. And I think we try our best to become the better version of ourselves, but we don't know how to do that, but we try. I think the most important thing that I felt for this book, it's like I can look others and I can look myself, and I will try my best to become the best version of me. And for example, I read this book 5 times. I remember my first time was very similar to you, Camilla. I felt it, the rejection, it was my wound. But I look at up my body, it doesn't look like the rejection body. But the rejection, it was so strong for me that I cried so much. Then I cried the abandoned one. Then I cried the humiliation one. The other one, to be honest, I don't remember because it didn't touch me as much. And now I'm reading this book again for the 5th time. I felt it. I still have those, but for example, before I used to have a lot of diarrhea. I had a lot of the disease they talk on the book, like which disease? It was me, like freaking out all the time, feeling hopeless, not talking, depressed, dry skin, what else? Allergy and blackouts. That's like, it was a part of my life. It was like anemia. I used to have all this disease. Now I still have those, but with less frequency. Like I feel. Are you guys there?
Yes.
You're back.
Yeah. I still have those, but when I still have those, I can understand where this coming from. And I look it up, what type of situation that put me there, and I just live faster. That's what I feel like today after reading and understanding. And when I say like someone's gonna reject, I was thinking today, now I'm rejecting people. I didn't realize I could reject someone. Before it was like everything happened to me, everyone reject me. But today I did rejection with someone else. It's like, and I couldn't realize before, but now I can, because I'm like, it's still in the same deep wound, but in a different way. That's what I felt it after these years understanding about this concept of this wound that she says on the book.
I feel like it's the first step, right? You're realizing that it's happening.
Mm-hmm. The awareness.
Yes, awareness.
The awareness. Wow.
When I work with children now, yeah, for the last 8 years maybe. And then sometimes, like, I can see with them, I've learned a lot working with them, because then I can see my frustration at the same level. You know what I mean? Like I am their age when I get, and I'm like, or when they're not listening, or when they're being like, I'm like, what? And I want to grab you. Course, teach them to understand what they're feeling and put in words. And okay, I understand you're frustrated. I'm like, I am very frustrated, and I understand you're frustrated.
I'm with you.
I understand you're angry, maybe you're hungry, or like, let's try to understand what you're feeling. Then I'm like, I'm listening, right? I'm like, okay, what can we do if we're frustrated? I know it's hard. So let's just find a way, because I've been the one my whole life, like, oh, you're so calm because you're like, your voice is like this and the way you speak. And I'm like, oh, but inside of me is just everything
Burning.
crazy and burning, lots of voices and and stomachache and dizziness. And yeah, you're so calm. Yeah, no, I'm not. But even for that, it took me a while to understand how anxious I was. And I just couldn't see that, because I kept hearing from the people how calm and polite and educated you are. So thank you, but that doesn't mean that's me. That's what you see.
It's true. That's so true. Thank you. That's, I resonate with you. I completely resonate with you, 100%, 100%. Let's do the book. Then we go by parts. And did you guys select a few parts on the book? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you read it the first, Thais, you read it on the page 25th. You read it, the rejection is very deep wound, because that's the one you read it, right?
The so that comes back to earth. Yeah, like the third paragraph, the last sentence.
Yeah, I really, I put a star on that one as well. Camila, did you put another star on this page?
No, I was just on the second one because it was so difficult for me to understand the difference between both, but it's just something I realized when I was reading it. Okay.
Perfect. Thais, anything else about this page that you'd like to share?
No.
No?
I think I've covered what I felt about it.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's go for page 26. I haven't put it in it. I did the same as you. For me, page 26, on the second paragraph, as soon as the babies start feel rejected, they begin to create the withdrawal masks. They have attended many regressions where people went back to the fetal stage. I think this is so deep. It was able to observe they're affected by the wound of rejection and themselves, and a very small mother wound, and are taking a little space, little room, and they often feel dark. Then I that's what I like. For me, I really resonated with that, because I felt like how amazing this come before birth, like how deep it is, because people, they don't believe about these things. And she's talking about, before we come to this life, we had all these feelings, all these emotions, and that's when it start growing the wound. And also the paragraph 3, and when they say the withdrawal mask becomes the new personality, it's kind of, we're a cover for something that's not us. it's for me was really, really deep.
Yes.
Did you have anything else about this page that you like to share?
Well, there's the part that it's already blacked out. Like, there are bodies that don't want to take up too much space, just like withdrawers who will spend their lives trying not to take up too much space.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can see a lot of myself like not being shy, because the shy child, like a shy teenager, is just this feeling like, don't look at me, I don't want you to see me because that hurts, so just leave me.
Yeah,
And until now, like in situations, I can still feel the same.
it's true.
Like simple things like going, I don't know, to for example, but arriving on my own, it's like, oh, everyone knows I'm by myself. Like everyone knows I have no company. Everyone knows, and it's no one knows. It's just that feeling that I have no one to count on, like to be my base, to be my company, or just to reassure, like, you're okay, you're not alone. Just as simple as that.
Thais, you cutting out.
Am I? Mm.
Or maybe it's just my internet. Are you guys can hear each other?
Yes.
Yeah. I just stopped listening to you, Thais, when you said like when you go to Forró and everyone started looking at you and you felt
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't hear it.
not everyone is looking, but it's just the feeling, right? That you are the center of the attention because I'm on my own. It's just that, like, it's like I cannot. I'm not confident if I'm not with someone to hold me. Like, hold the
That's
space.
true. To hold the space for you.
Yeah.
That's the point. You don't want to occupy that space. It's like you need to. Yeah, it's true. We need
Yeah, it's like I
to.
need someone to hold my hand because I don't feel strong enough to be on my own.
Yeah.
I still go, still face it.
That's good. That's good.
You're a strong woman. That's why. That's why
Doesn't mean I don't feel it.
a lot of work, inner work.
Yes.
A lot of inner work.
Yeah.
But you do anyway. You do anyway. Wow. That's true. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I'm so I feel like everything is like us, like it's so deep. It's so deep, so deep, so fast. Let's go for page 27. Thais, would you like to share something about this page?
I did not highlight anything in this page. I don't know why.
Camila?
Yeah.
I just find it so shocking. Like, there are
Mm.
people who question their right to exist and who don't seem to be completely incarnated. That is bad.
Yes.
You're not living your life, you're surviving then.
We survive 100%.
What I
And
found that I saw myself a lot as well in at first was a bit of, oh, that's, I will never think about that in this way, is when it says like to the last paragraph, to withdraw easily into their own world, or to have their heads in the clouds, or experience out of body experience. Because I started fainting when I was 9 years old.
Ooh.
Wow.
And still, like, of course, now it's different because I completely understand my body. It doesn't mean I don't faint, but it's been probably 7 years now that I don't. But I can easily like get out of whatever's happening when I feel overwhelmed. It's like I'll just push the button, just turn it off, and I'll come out of here because I just cannot deal with that.
Sure.
So it's like reading this, that is actually what happens. Oh, okay. I'm a Pisces, so like, of course I'm always swimming around. but,
Sure.
but it is this feeling like I just
Yeah.
I'm not here. Like I'll just close the door and shut.
Yeah. And this is this connection, which I thought of like the body is fragmented, incomplete. That's Camila just said it. And I really like this one. We might think we're looking adult in a child body. It's kind of is a grown-up adult, but the body is still a child with like the small pieces like you can see or the touch. And because after I think we get more the details, and I think after reading the book I started like looking for people, because after we will talk about it, people who drinks a lot or drugs, and you can recognize on them this part of this fragmentation parts of the body. It's not connected together. And even me, I completely resonated with you, Thais. When I'm passing through a very hard time, I just shut down and I completely like, I don't want to leave the situation again. And my mind go for a very completely different out space, and my body is just left. Leave my body. It's just very interesting. Very interesting. I say like I reincarnated like 3 years ago, but before that was just my body leaving to earth because my mind wasn't here.
Yeah, that's the feeling.
Page 28. I selected the paragraph fourth. Anyone would like to read it? This one?
I can read if you want.
Yeah, thank you.
With our children play alone in their imaginary world and build castles in the air. They are even able to believe that their parents were giving the wrong baby in the hospital, that they are not their real parents. These children invent different means to escape from home, one of them being their strong desire to go to school. Once at school, however, they will have their heads in the clouds and will withdraw into their own world, especially if they feel rejected or if they reject themselves. One lady even shared with me that she felt like a tourist at school. However, these children want us to notice that they exist, even though they don't believe much in their own right to existence.
Have you guys escaped school or escape at home or live at home?
Both.
I was
Yeah.
more with the heads, like head in the clouds than escape. I didn't think about escaping, but heads in the clouds, yes. Like the teacher saying, "Oh, she doesn't have any behavior issue,
But she's
but
not here.
her head's somewhere else." Yeah, I can resonate with that.
Compliment. That's me. That's me when I was go like, she's a nice girl, really nice and calm and calm, but her mind is not there. She's not there at all. When we try to talk to her, she's not there. But I left my house when I was 5 years old. How interesting. Well, now reading about it, I was 5.
Oh,
I ran away when I was 5, when I was 12, when I was 17. And then after I never come back home like again. But anyway, interesting. It seems like when I was 5, I have some issues as well, right? I feel like the child knows. I couldn't imagine my mom freaking out.
yeah. So that was that's yeah. Children who create a withdrawal mask very often live in an imaginary world. That's why they are generally good, calm children who don't cause problems or who don't make noise.
It's true. We don't want to
And
be seen.
those are the ones that I go, like now that I work with them, those are the ones that I target and I'm going to talk to that child. Because usually it's the one that, oh, they're so nice, like just leave them. Because we have other ones having behavior issues. I said, but they have, this one could be hurting more than the one that's making noise and throwing chairs, because it's just a different way of showing.
Wow.
So I always go like, are you okay? You want to do something? Would you like to draw? You want to play? Or, of course, first reaction is like, who are you? I don't trust you. And then slowly,
Why are you even here? Why are you asking me?
exactly. How did you see me?
Yeah.
I thought I was invisible. How can you see me? And, yeah. And then they start opening up, and it's, yeah, beautiful to see.
Page 29 or page 28, you guys want to share something else before we move ahead?
Yeah, just the affirmation that wearing a mask means we are no longer ourselves.
Yeah. On this page 29, I just did one on paragraph 1. By the end, she said, I want them to this is something that I used to do as a child all the time. Then I felt like, wow, she's talking to me. This reminds me of a little girl who hid behind the furniture while her parents were entertaining the guests. When she realized she was missing, they all looking for her. Trisha News is getting more and more worried about it, and she didn't come out of her hiding space. And she said to herself, I want them to find me. I want them to realize I exist. It's like so powerful. I think this one is like the highlight for me. Let's move on for page 30. Camila, do you have anything on this one?
When we don't accept our parent of the same sex, it is normal to decide that we don't want this parent as our model. If you suffer from rejection, this non-acceptance of your parent explains the difficulties you have accepting and loving yourself.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. I think that's the whole summary. We summarize this one.
Yeah, that's the one I said in the beginning, right? That
Yes.
Yes.
it teaches you how to love others and love yourself and give love. And then it's like, okay,
So true.
I did not learn, so can I have another way of learning, another perspective? Like, yeah. And like, they will do everything possible to be perfect. I can see that as well. So in their eyes and the eyes of the others, they have a certain worth. And I do a lot of that, especially at work. Like that's my main character that has to be perfect.
Not be seen, just to be perfect. To no one will complain and no one will talk. But inside, you just want to kill everything. It's like everything is to be perfect, and the whole
And
control.
now I learned to deal with that because, of course, it's in me. But I just could not accept criticism because I'm so already on the top of everything. Everything needs to be right. So if you say something, it's just like, that's not fair because I've done everything. So you cannot say, you have no right to say anything that will kill me. But today I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to save the world, especially in childcare. I'm not going to leave everything clean and organized and all the paperwork done. It's just not possible. So it's okay. I'm just going to do my best. And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to save the world.
Page 31. Anyone would like to share something?
No.
No? Page 34.
34.
33.
34, yeah. I think she kind of repeat all over again, and she talks about her experience. It's just like she keep repeating, like a part of missing out, a part of talking about herself, and I think for me, page 35, the last paragraph, it's like a really big thing for me. It was like, if you recognize yourself as suffering from the wound of rejection, it's important to accept that if your parent really rejects you, it's because your wound hasn't healed and you attract this parent for this situation.
Yeah.
And if you continue,
Exactly. Yeah, I was about to say end because that's even harder.
if you continue to believe that everything that happens to you is fault of others, this wound never heal. And I think that's the hardest part. The consequences of your reactions to your parents, that you feel easily rejected by other people with the same sex, that afraid might reject people of the opposite sex. If you continue to be afraid that you reject someone, you probably be doing just that. Remembering, it's more about it's it's more about the feed of fear that the chance there's of fear materializing. It's like all about fear, how we fear about something and how we becomes reality what we felt it. Page 36.
Yeah, the first involved, it is, yeah. The deeper a wound of rejection, the more often we will attract circumstances where we'll be rejected or we will reject someone else. It really is like feeding the feeling of feeling the victim, right? I'm doing everything wrong. I'm doing everything right. I'm so nice. Like I'm the best employee in my job, and I'm an amazing daughter and a good wife or whatever. And people keep doing this to me. That's the feeling. Why to me? Why?
Why? Yes. Camila?
What should we say more than that? Right. It hurts too much.
For me, like on the third paragraph, withdrawals leave ambivalence. When they're chosen, I think this is, for me, it's really hard to understand this concept, but it makes a lot of sense as well. Like, I do this all the time. And sometimes I do that. It's like I look at myself as like, really, Anna, again, you're doing this. Withdrawers have this life of ambivalence. When they're chosen, they can't believe it. They rejection themselves, and sometimes they ended up sabotaging the situation because they're already chosen by someone, and you can't believe that someone chose you. Why?
Why me again, right?
Why you chose me? Why are not be chosen?
Yeah, that's what you told us, right? That you felt you were sabotaging yourself.
Self-sabotaging. Self-sabotage is all about self-sabotaging. And on the fourth paragraph as well, withdrawals often, Camila, would you like to read it? Or Thais?
Withdrawers often think that what they say or do is worthless. When they receive a lot of attention, they can fall apart, fearing that they're taking up too much space. If they take up a lot of space, they believe that they bother others. In their eyes, being a bother means that they'll be rejected by the person or people they believe they bother. They will continue to stay in the background as long as their wound hasn't healed.
Yeah. In this last paragraph, I've been in that situation so many times. When withdrawers speak and someone interrupts them, they immediate reaction is to think that it's because they are not important, and they usually stop speaking. Because the poor shy person is already low. I was a big thing that I'm talking. And then you interrupt me and say, okay, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
And it's clear now, of course, like people who don't suffer from rejection wouldn't think that they are not important. They would think that it's what they're saying that isn't important.
Or
Or
that
that the other one is impolite.
unpolite. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Withdrawers also find it hard to give the opinion if they haven't been asked because they feel that the others will feel confronted and will reject them. This is not very well. That one I learned to say, at least my opinion, but it doesn't mean that my heart stopped beating fast. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I realized sometimes the person doesn't want to hear us. It's not about us. And that's what I learned now. It's nothing to do with us. It's having to do the other person who doesn't offer the space to listen what we want to say. And I think people are so into their word, they're not ready to listen to us. Who wants to talk? And the person who, like for me, I always been the person who does not speak. And now I'm the person who started to speak more. And I could see the difference. I could see, like, before I felt that the problem was me. And now I understand. Sometimes, most of the time, it's like I'm wearing the mask, but now I can also see the other person is not ready to listen. That's why I felt that way. I put myself on that situation. It's kind of the opposite side as well. Because this is another problem for another time, but it's also something else. Page 37.
Well, it's what I said before, right? For them, being judged equals being rejected. I don't that I said, but yeah, that's how I feel when I do everything right, and someone comes and says, "No, yeah, maybe you should do this like that." I'm like, "What? You kidding me?"
That's true.
That's the
And
confused being with doing so clear.
yes, I think this one is like the biggest highlight for me. Like,
When I did my first family constellation, the sentence that I was like asked to say was like, "I don't have to be perfect to be loved. I don't have to be good to be loved. Like, I don't have to be perfect to be loved."
this whole paragraph for me, it was very deep. And Camila, anything else? No?
Yeah, it brings up what Thais was saying about seek perfection, right? So it's
Yeah. You summarize really well, Thais. You've really put everything together in just one perfect sentence. Makes a lot of sense. It was beautiful. It's just a beautiful summarizations of this page. Thank you. Page 38. For me, on the third paragraph, who is reading now? Who was the last person who read it? I don't remember.
It was Camila. I can read
Camila?
it if you want.
Okay.
The third one.
Yeah, the fear.
Okay.
the last
The
one.
fear. Yeah, the fear of panicking also makes withdrawers lose their memory in certain situations. They believe that they have a memory problem when in fact it's a problem of fear. During the training program to become a lecturer, I often notice that people with withdrawn characteristics come to the front to give a talk to the others. Their fear becomes so strong that at the last minute, even if they are well prepared and know the subject, they draw a blank. They sometimes even leave their body completely in front of us all, frozen to the spot as if they were in a dream. Fortunately, this problem sorts itself out as the withdrawers heal their wound of rejection.
Yeah.
How many of us, like at school, when you had to do a presentation, would freeze? I did many times.
Many times. Many times.
Many times.
Makes me
In
really
the memory thing is just until now I didn't relate one thing to another.
yeah.
Yeah. But it
I
is.
remember when I first read this book 4 years ago, and my self-sabotage was so high and the rejection was so high. Like, for example, if you're going to do a presentation, I don't study because I know I will freak out at the time. And I will, like, I know I'm going to freak out anyway. Then I know I'm going to not remember about anything anyway. Then I prefer to fail before I study. And I just don't care. Like, now I just like, I'm not going to remember anything. I will suffer. Everyone is going to think I'm crazy. I'm not going to do anything. I just freak out and stay in fear. I don't even move. It's kind of, my fear was so high. I couldn't even think about it studying because I already thought I was going to fail. The self-sabotage was so high, and the fear was so high, and the rejection was so high. Before I even thought about it, I just rejected everything and failed everything before I even started.
Yeah.
It was like, and when I read this, it's like, I think mine was way worse than this. And now I get to this stage. This is like, this is the better stage today than I was in my life before. If I'm gonna go for that, I know that's what could happen, but before was way worse than that.
Yeah.
Camila, anything else gonna share? No? Thais?
No, I think I just again feel that I belong.
Yeah.
I still like imagine that I was a flight attendant, yeah, for 20 years. So the first time I had to do the speech, I
Wow.
just had a cold sweat coming through my face.
Oh my God.
That I had to say, talk in the microphone. And somehow, of course, after 20 years, it got easier. And then I tried to bring this to different situations in my life. And like, okay, it's going to be hard in the beginning, but you'll get there. It's just until this first big feeling of fear goes away. And then you know you can handle. It's just like deep breath.
Deep
You're
breath
gonna
in, deep breath out.
yeah, you're gonna get there.
It's true. And page 39. I like the second paragraph. When they are frightened, withdrawals need sugar. As fear drains out energy, we often think by eating sugar we have more energy. Unfortunately, extra sugar only supplies a short burst of energy, after which we need more sugar to rise once again. Yeah. And I felt like the last paragraph was really nice as well. Anyone like to read this one?
Our ego does everything possible to stop us from seeing our wounds. Why? Because unconsciously we've given it permission to do that. We are so afraid of once again going through the pain associated with each wound that we avoid in every way possible, admitting to ourselves that if we are going through rejection, it's because we reject ourselves. Those who reject those who reject us in our lives are there to show us to what extent we reject ourselves.
Yeah.
Read it again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I think it's very deep. Like, I think it's so, so. That's why people can't see it.
Mm.
And we don't talk about these things.
No, we don't. And of course, as it was said before, while you don't heal, you're gonna keep attracting that. So you're gonna keep going through
It's a
the
cycle.
same thing again and again and again.
Never-ending cycle.
Page 40.
There you go.
Limpei. Entendeu?
Wow. Oh dear. The diarrhea, I wouldn't know when I had the first one, of course, but I had all the memories, even for good things or bad things, like, okay, you're going to play center tomorrow. Just like, yeah, diarrhea. All the excitement, like anxiety, of course, it could be good or bad. Yeah, something happening at school, or I will always get diarrhea. And heart beating, yeah, still have it. Still have it. But not as much. And I think now I understand better. So most of the time I can bring myself back.
Yeah. Put it together. Have the tools to put it together. Sure.
And for cancer, sad enough, I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I probably did. But so I lost many family members to cancer. And so my father and my brother, my father at the age of 47, and my brother 46, or it's the other way around. No, yes, 47, my father, 46, my brother. And I can see in both of them was the regret, the sadness, the grunge, like the pain, that just wasn't seen or acknowledged or healed. And then, of course, when both found out, it was already like stage 4 and metastasis, so they couldn't really do anything. So that's a big thing for me, not to go their way. So when my brother was dying, I literally said in my head, like, I choose to stay.
Wow.
I choose to stay. I'm not being loyal. I am choosing to stay. So I'm not going the same way.
I'm going for a different path. I chose to go for another journey. Makes sense. Thank you.
And here it says the blackouts as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
blackout, hypoglycemia.
Me was vomiting.
And it's horrible to vomit.
Still is sometimes. Like I have migraines, then so it combines both. It combines the abandonment with the migraine and the throwing up of the rejection all together.
Well, the migraine sometimes is so bad that you want to vomit, right? Because I had migraines my whole life as well. So that's the feeling, like how
you don't have them anymore.
Vomit. They got much better with eating different and mostly meditating, really, because now it's like so I still have headaches, but it's like I can bring myself to a calmer state that I couldn't before. Doesn't mean I don't have it, but they're not as bad as they were before.
Good.
Well done.
And really, sometimes it's just like you Google meditation for headache, really, for migraines, or it's just a way of teaching the brain to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Page 42. On these 2 pages, we're okay, right?
Yeah.
On page 40 and 41, yeah. Page 42 and 43. For me, the page 43, on the second paragraph, the one that's already highlighted. Do you want to read it, Thais?
We blame others. This one, or
Yeah.
we blame others for doing the exact same thing that we ourselves do, but we don't want to see it. We want to see, oh dear, even less accept it. That's why we attract people who show us what we do to others or to ourselves.
Yeah. And page 44. And anyone want to share anything on this page? I think that's pretty. Yeah. Page 44 or 45. No.
No, I think the 45 is kind of
A summary.
Yes.
Beautiful summary. Yeah. How you guys are feeling it?
Like we finish a 2 hours therapy session.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's breathe it in. Maybe just come back.